We are here at the Outdoor Center with Josh Tauses, who is the trail manager for Carrabassett Valley. And there's a lot going on this summer. Things have been just booming, great riding. What have you guys been up to so far? The season kind of started a little early, it seemed, and then, yeah, so.
Yeah, the season definitely started earlier than it has in the past. Even last year we were about 2 weeks ahead of where we normally would be, and this year again we were another 2 weeks ahead. Mostly due to lack of snowpack and lack of moisture in the month of May. So yeah, it was great. We spent a bunch of time just cruising around the network and cleaning things up from the winter. Cutting the blowdowns and raking the leaves and trimming the branches and making the trails look sweet for everybody. That was super successful. It was good weather that time. We did a bunch of lumber sort of work during that time as well, which was handy thing to sort of accomplish during the springtime when the ground was just a little bit too kind of saturated to work in, if you will.
Yeah, I know something that seems to have come up that's kind of new is some volunteer trail work days on like Thursday afternoons, in addition to some of the Saturday morning ones that you've got.
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing a Thursday night trail work, TNT, if you will. The other chapters kind of do it on Tuesdays, and they call it Tuesday night. But anyway, we're doing it Thursday. Spencer Lee has pretty much taken the lead on it from the Mountain Bike Club board. And yeah, the town put forward a little bit of resources to get the project started, and it's been super successful. He's had a pretty good group on Thursday afternoons. It's just kind of an after work thing, or if you're right around in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's great. And they're kind of working to improve and resurrect and kind of get some of the older trails right around here in the network kind of back online.
No, that's great. The volunteers do a great job, and it's really good that people step up and do that.
Yeah, totally. And there's all sorts of volunteer level that you can contribute. If you are interested in coming and doing trail work, the days are on the calendar, and they get advertised through Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and the socials and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, on the weekends, it's great. Sometimes we get 20, 30 people that come along, and we can get a lot done in that amount of time. There's other volunteer avenues to provide your skills or to just make a contribution outside of trail building as well. And you can contact the Mountain Bike Club, and they can help you, put your skills with some of your effort and maybe what the organization needs.
What about what's new? Anything new? What are you excited about this summer?
Oh man, there's a ton new. One of the volunteer opportunities I like is the trail checker. So there's a few people in this group around town. I don't know, we call them the monitors or something like that. You're a member of that particular community, and that's a fun one. That's like they get to check the trails. Everybody feels special, and you see it around. So that's a cool volunteer opportunity as well. If you're around and you want to ride some muddy trails that might be closed or not yet open,
right.
Let me know about that, I guess. Yeah, I'm excited about a lot of things. The town crew hired a couple new employees this year. They both worked out great. Both live right in the community, and just really energetic young dudes that are psyched about building trails and living in our community and riding and that sort of thing. So I'm pretty excited about that particular item. And yeah, we're building a new trail. The word is pretty much out. We're working up in the Stony Brook drainage north of the mountain on the other side of the Crocker Mountains. Parcel there that the state of Maine owns and has allowed us to build, and the Mountain Bike Club and the town did a good job raising the funds to sort of execute. So we're up there, and it's great. We're building right along.
Is that kind of a year long? I mean, a few year long plan. I mean, it's a big area that you've got there that you've got to work with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's different terrain too. Some of the bridges and stuff. It seems like you're up in the ante on your building skills and whatnot.
Yeah, appreciate that comment, and a lot of people have said that, and even internally, that's kind of what the crew is up to. We're just trying to maintain the uniqueness of our network in the variety that it can provide, and we're just trying to build something different than really what we've done before. A little bit of a mix of everything that we've done before, but definitely something different than what you would see right around here.
Sure. Yep. There's been some landowner closures and stuff, and it seems like that stuff's been fairly well respected, and who knows what the future brings with that, but there's still plenty of stuff to get out and do. Even the surrounding areas, that's
totally.
all fed off of this, it seems.
Yeah, the trickle down thing is starting to happen. We've seen it going on around the state for a little while. Carrabassett Valley as a recreation destination has this ability to draw people from well outside of our immediate network and our immediate neighborhood. And that sort of involvement definitely trickles to the other communities, which is great. And there's a whole bunch of kids that have bikes in town that ride, and that's a community on its own as well, you know.
Oh, for sure. So one other kind of, I don't know if you call it a niche or not, but
Wait, let me cut you off.
Okay.
We got to go back. Thank you to all the users for respecting the land, the landowner closures and adjustments that we've had to deal with over the past couple of years. It's not just one particular landowner or two particular landowners. The mountain bike community, really not just in Maine either, I would say around, if you will, is definitely having a newer sort of conversation and newer relationship with all of the landowners that provide access for the trails. So thank you to the users for respecting those closures and the closures during the spring season.
So one hot topic in the past few weeks have been the e-bikes. Put some signs up along the narrow gauge pathway. Can you talk up that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. The Carrabassett Valley Trails Committee has been kind of going into the process of developing a management plan for e-bikes. And yeah, all the partners are working together really well and just trying to follow the rules that have been set in place well before any of this e-bike bicycle conversation kind of came along. So yeah, we're just doing a pilot program this summer at the Outdoor Center. We're allowing Class 1 e-bikes to ride on the town's property at the Outdoor Center, and Sugarloaf has as well opened their property for the Class 1 bikes. So, feel free to come up and check it out. And the other side of the road, the north side of Route 27, if you will, the narrow gauge, all the gauge single tracks, the main hut system, we're not really in the position to allow e-bikes at the moment due to permissions. And this is just something that we're trying to work through with our landowner partners across the street. And when we are able to make a progressive move in that direction, if that's what the landowners find to be acceptable, then we'll go in that direction. And we're just asking people to kind of avoid that area if you're riding that sort of bicycle.
Yep. And but it's all good.
It's great. And there's also tons of other motorized trail opportunities in the region. Other towns, Stratton, Rangeley, Kingfield has significant available mileage of motorized trail if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, that's good to know.
And we're happy to have all of the e-bikes that want to come and check out our network, because it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool network, so it's going to be a good thing.
For sure. Let's see, what else? Some events this summer. I know one of the biggest, money makers or fundraisers or whatnot, the race that's on this year. Is it back to somewhat normal?
Yeah, Carrabassett Backcountry Cycle Challenge is going to happen this year again, July 16th, right here at the Outdoor Center. We're definitely looking for volunteers in the community to help us sort of put the event on. So if you're interested in that, go to the Bike Reg page for the Carrabassett Backcountry Cycle Challenge, and you can register as a volunteer there. We are sold out for the number of racers that we can allow. And if you're interested in just watching the race and checking out something cool that's going to happen, the starts will be here in the morning, and the courses are kind of go all around town. So there's different viewing points. And once we release the course maps, you can get a better idea as to where you could go to watch the race if you wanted.
Another exciting thing happening is NEMBA Fest, which has always been held over in Kingdom Trails in Burke, and now it'll be here this summer. And
yeah, NEMBA Fest is going to be here in the first weekend in August. I think it's the 5th, something like that. Great event. There's going to be a whole bunch of vendors here demoing bikes and talking about gear and all of that sort of thing. There's a whole bunch of different events that are happening throughout the weekend other than just riding bikes. Not that that's a huge event on its own.
Oh, right.
So a good charge of it's going to be here at the Outdoor Center and in the base area. There's a bunch of things going on, and you'll be able to just ride between the two. I do think there's no parking here at the Outdoor Center on that particular weekend, so just kind of a heads up on that.
Right.
I think if you needed to access the bike shop here, there'll be a few places to park, but I think we're going to ask people to do that and then leave, because I think the vendor village and everything that's going to happen here is going to take up most of the space. So that's kind of what's going to happen that weekend.
It's crazy, mountain biking in Carrabassett Valley. I mean, 10 years ago, a handful of people out riding around, and now it's just exploded.
Were we having more fun then, do you think, or are we having more fun now? Because you ride every day. I know.
Well, there's always something to complain about, if you're not complaining about something. But no, it's all good. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
Bubble Cuffer should just always be open. It should never be closed for any particular reason. If I had to complain,
that's right.
that would be it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, anything else you want to add? The carabassettnemba.org. So you go to find trail conditions. It's it'll show you all the detailed what's open, what's not.
Totally. Yeah, it's got the full list of open, closed trails there, and we try to keep it updated. The people ask me for the report more than I'm able to provide it for them. But don't worry if it's a couple weeks old. Like, it's probably pretty close to where we're still at. But yeah, tune in there for the report, and there's information there about the bike club as well, and it's all good. You know, lastly, I just want to thank all of our sponsors that are around, both the ones that are in town and the ones that are out of town. There's been this group of probably, you know, 15, 20, 30 businesses right in our circle that have really supported the network. They support the mountain bike club, they support the trail crew. You know, I can't go into listing them all, but WSKI, you guys are definitely, you know, right at the top of the list. We really appreciate it. Even 10 years ago when it wasn't as fun as it is now, apparently, you know.
No, it's all good. Yeah. And